I got busy with this, busy with that down here. I do have the business up in New York, but it's a different thing. The business in New York, I don't want to say it runs itself, but at least the personnel know what they're doing. You know, over here is newer people, so with the training and this and that, and plus I had a partner that I had to get rid of because he was a complete fucking moron. So that's a whole nother story. Got me $2 million in the hole thanks to him. You know, I'll say it out loud. To be honest with you, been fixing a lot of his messes I've been down here. So that's why I go back to the whole thing. You know, be careful. People will screw you over. They'll screw you over, and he wasn't the only one. You know, there's a whole line of people that you know. In the U.S., if you have money, you can enjoy it. Down here, if you have money, you have to, you know, forget about driving the Mercedes. You know, forget about getting a Ferrari. Forget that. You gotta be low profile down here. Now, are there Ferraris? I'm sure there are, but you won't see them very often. You know, these are the people that might take them out twice a year, and you know they're putting on a mask, sunglasses. Look like they're gonna rob a bank, so nobody sees who the hell owns it. Because if people down here, they know you have money, then you're a target to be screwed over. Now, I'm not talking about screwing you over as in, you know, getting robbed or anything like that. You know, at gunpoint. I'm talking about they will figure out a way to wrap you up in some bullshit that, you know, frivolous lawsuits, whatever. You know, the legal system down here is not like the U.S. It's very, very slow. So you could be involved. Somebody can file a lawsuit, and I had it happen to me. I had to, I got rid of an employee. I paid her, you know, she only worked for 3 months. We had to let her go. So technically she wasn't, you know, she wasn't entitled to anything because, you know, for the first 3 months you're not. You know, it's such a register after that. But I like to be fair, and since she was in a, you know, I didn't want to put her in a bad spot, I gave her an additional 4 months worth of salary just to leave. Well, she fucking took me to court. And you could be on that for months, years. It's ridiculous. And court down here, for if it's an employee suing you, excuse me guys, I got the hiccup. If it's an employee suing you, good luck. I mean, it's just, they're not very boss friendly down here. You know, everything is, if you have money, screw you. If you got a business, screw you. You know, it's like, it's a socialist country. You know, so I mean, if you voted for Trump, don't come down here. And if you don't like Trump, this is your fucking utopia. Come down here, you're gonna love it. You know, you're gonna have your socialized medicine. You're gonna have your, all the bullshit that people on the left want. It exists down here. Unfortunately, it sucks, and they know it sucks. But they just deal with it. You know, they get used to it. Another thing that you know, cops here suck. I'll say it out loud. I'll be honest with you. I don't give a shit if they're looking, you know, listening to me or whatever. You know, in the U.S., being a cop, it's a good job. It's respectable. You know, they're professional. You know, you might complain about the things going on with the police, but trust me, they're really nothing to worry about compared to the rest of the world. U.S. has a very, very professional police force. Down here, I don't know if you've noticed, we didn't even come across one cop the whole drive, and you won't see them. Now, you got to watch your speed in certain areas because they have speed cameras. But I've had this cruise up to 200 kilometers an hour, which is what, like 120 miles an hour, whatever it is. Not a friggin' problem. I mean, you'll rarely see a cop. Now, you might see them on a Friday night because they do breathalyzer checkpoints. And it's not like the U.S. where you have rights. You know, it's like, well, you know, I got to suspect that you were doing something. Now, over here, they'll just stop you and they're like, listen, blow into this. You know, you could forget the whole thing of, you know, unreasonable searches and seizures. That shit doesn't exist anymore. They'll search you for whatever the fuck they want. But fortunately, you'll only see them maybe on a Friday night, on a certain specific road, or on a Saturday night because they know there might be drunk drivers. Because down here, there's no such thing as, you know, well, you know, I only had one beer, I'm okay. No, over here is zero. You cannot have anything. You walk past the beer and you smell like it, you're getting arrested. You're going to jail. And you don't want to go to the jails down here. I mean, they friggin' suck. Jails in the U.S. are probably like a luxury resort compared to the shit that's down here. They had at the jail down here about a month or two ago. Let me see, they were confiscating grenades, machetes, guns. They actually have sword fights in there. Like, they have homemade swords, and they'll fight. Whoever gets stabbed with the sword, well, good luck. It's fucked up. It's not like... It's a third world country. That's just the goddamn truth. It's got its good things, but for the most part, it's a piece of shit. I'll be honest with you. You can live very well if you have money, and the reason you can live very well down here if you have money is because most people don't have money. So you'll be able to get stupid shit that you probably won't even know you're getting in the U.S. That you don't see any value of in the U.S. Like, for instance, a fucking power washer. Not everybody can have a power washer down here. I mean, in the U.S., you go to your Home Depot, you go to Walmart or whatever, you book yourself a $50, $80 electric power washer. Over here, the same, $50, $60 power washer will cost you $200. And when most jobs don't even pay $1,000 a month, you're not going to be spending a week's pay, or almost a week's pay on a power washer. So it's like stupid things that in the U.S. you just probably, you take for granted. Well, over here, you'll really feel them. Fortunately for me, that hasn't been the case. So, like I said, I have a business. I'm in a different economic bracket. So, I don't want to say you feel richer because, like I said, I can't wait to get this whole business thing sorted out down here and get the hell back to the U.S. I love the U.S. I don't love this country, but I love the U.S. But you do feel, you almost feel sad sometimes. You go to the supermarket and you see people that are counting out just to get some bare necessities, and it's like they're struggling for it. And you can go ahead and you can fill up a shopping cart, but the whole shopping costs you $600. Now, they look at you like you're rich. Well, you're not rich. You're in a better spot than they are. So the poverty here is so bad that the difference between, having and not having is huge. I'm gonna close the sunroof in place here. It's making too much noise for you guys. Well, we just gone past the airport. We're coming up on. This is called La Interbalnearia. This is pretty much the highway that'll take you to Punta del Este, which is a resort. They say it's the playground for the rich and famous. Now listen, I don't think it can hold a candle to South Beach, Miami. Any beach in the U.S., in my opinion, is a million times better. But, it's Latin America. You get people from Argentina, from Brazil, from Colombia, from, Chile, all these places, people with money that come down here, they get together and they party. Now, you see what I mean about this lame bullshit? It's like, what the fuck, man? The fucking dyslexic guy. Cross the highway in the middle, who gives a shit. That's just the way it works. There's no safety. It's unbelievable that more people don't die over here than like I said, there's no thinking about safety. And when I turn down the block that takes me to my house, you will see how narrow this road is. And there's people on bicycles and walking, and it's a very long road. Cars are going fast, and you would think people would be dying there every day, and they're just not. Unfortunately, there was that 4-year-old, 5-year-old kid that got hit a couple of months ago. But there's no thought for safety down here. And the ridiculous thing is that road, right? Because you get a lot of dirt roads here in Uruguay. Now keep in mind, we're on a highway, so you might say, well, all I've seen is paved roads since you started filming. Well, yeah, because we came from the city to the main road that takes you out of the city, and now we're on the highway that takes you out east, so of course it's paved. But a lot of the roads down here, they're dirt. And the road that takes me to my house was dirt. But the people that live in my neighborhood, They don't want a third road. I don't want a third road. So since the city won't pay for it, like they won't pave the road, you know, all the neighbors got together and they raised money and they paved the entire road. I mean, obviously not the neighbors, but they paid to have a company pave it. That's just the way things work down here in Uruguay. You pay an unbelievable amount of money in taxes. Everything is expensive as hell, but you don't get any services for it. You know, per capita, there's more cops here than in the U.S., but yet you don't see any cops. And, you know, don't give me that whole, well, they're undercover bullshit, because they don't have undercover cops out here. You know, I mean, they might have a special unit here and there, but for the most part, they don't. So, I think if a cop from the U.S. came down here, he would probably either die laughing or of sadness if he saw the cops down here. They're paid horrible wages, absolutely horrible wages. They're given guns that I swear to God, they must have been donated from whatever was left over from the Civil War, because they are just unbelievably old. It's sad. It's sad, you know. I'm not saying the cops here are corrupt or bad. Some are, depends on the area that you're in. But they're not professional, that's for sure. You know, in the U.S., you want to be a cop, you're either going to have your college credits or your military service, or you're going to have maybe the state, you know, at least requires a GED, and you might go to police academy 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it is. Not here. Here, I mean, if you went to like 4th grade, 5th grade, now keep in mind, 4th grade, 5th grade, you're what, 9, 10 years old? Like, that's enough. You qualify to be a cop. So you'll come across cops over here that don't know how to read or write. And it might sound, you know, like I'm lying to you or whatever, but I've seen it firsthand. Like, I've had to write stuff for cops because they just can't do it. And it's when I'm talking about writing stuff for cops, I mean, like, I've been down here a year. Of course, I've had to have my dealings with, you know, making, you know, reports for this, reports for that. You know, a lot of things that you need, a lot of papers that you might need down here, you have to go get them at the precinct. Like, you have to go pick them up. So you might go to a precinct and not even be involved in any sort of, like, making a criminal complaint or anything, but you still need to go there. And you'll realize a lot of these guys don't know how to read or write. Now, not all of them, but, you know, there's just too many of them that, unfortunately, are illiterate. So this is the road I was telling you about that is extremely narrow, and we have a lot of bumps because the company that paved it refuses to come to fix it because they say it's not their fault that it broke, that it's got, you know, all these potholes. Now keep in mind, it doesn't snow here, so it's like the snowplow is ripping up these potholes. It just doesn't last. But as you'll see, there's no shoulder. It's very narrow. Now, right now, because people are heading home after work, we're going slow. But at night, you know, we're going, what, maybe 35, 40 miles an hour right now. And, you know, when there's no traffic in here, I mean, you'll easily hit 70, 80, 90. You'll see this guy right here passing us. And he's got head on, there's a little hill up ahead, and he's got head on car that I can see up. But people, they're fucking retarded down here when it comes to driving. Fucking retarded. If you can't pass a road test in the U.S., like, let's say you flunked your road test in the U.S. 10 times, well, you can come down here, get your driver's license, and you're like an expert driver. Because, like I said, everything is done half-assed down here. It's got its positive things, you know, but listen, positive things is the stuff that, you know, the travel agency will tell you when they go visit. Positive shit is the things you'll read about, you know, on these websites that are promoted by the government that say, come invest, come live. They'll tell you all the nice shit. I want to tell you the real stuff that goes on down here. I'll say, see, we're talking about this guy right here? You know, I go around him, I probably got a foot between him and try to get back quickly into the lane because cars are coming. It's just fucked up how they do things. We're here, we're getting close to my neighborhood. Hopefully when I get home, the house will be taken care of, cleaned, because I paid somebody to go ahead and clean it. Now, I don't have a maid, let's say a full-time maid, because over here, if you hire somebody full-time, or even if it's part-time, like, you have to put them in, like I said, you're responsible for all the taxes. It's not like in the U.S. where it's like, listen, I pay you, now it's your job to go report it. Over here it's different. Like, you got to do everything for them. Like, everything falls on somebody else. So if you hire somebody, you know, you got to go ahead and you got to do the Social Security, the IRA, you got to do all this shit for them. So I'm better off just getting somebody whenever I need to go ahead and help me out with the house, because right now I'm alone at home. You know, my wife is taking care of the side of the. She was down here recently, but she was taking care of this other side of the business in New York. So I'm all alone down here, and here we are about to pull into the neighborhood. Let me get the electric key out, and here we go. Oh shit, the bar is broken. ¿Cómo anda, jefe? Cartas, genial. Cada más, jefe.
¿Este puede ser ustedes?
A ver.
María Claudia Alonso.
Ah, sí, sí, es de la casa. Muchas gracias, jefe. They were just giving me my mail over here at the front gate. So this is. I got the sun, unfortunately, blaring right at the phone. But this is where I live. This is a private neighborhood. If you come down here and you can afford it, the reason I say you can afford it because it's pricey. I'm not gonna lie. I recommend it. You know, it's got a pool, it's got the golf course, it's got the gym, but you're gonna be paying big bucks for that. But if you can swing it, you can pretty much relax. You know, I've gone away for a weekend, ran out of the house quickly, forgot to lock the door. Nothing happens. I hardly lock my car at night. Most of the time I don't even lock it. And it's not because I choose to, it's just because it's so peaceful, you forget. But, you know, you do have security running up and down the streets all the time. There's cameras everywhere over here. There's a lot of new construction going up. You know, many of these lots, they were just purchased. So people are building their new homes. I don't want to really get into the whole construction topic here, but I think construction just sucks. I know you're going to hear complaints, and like I said, the pretty stuff you can get from the travel agency. I'm just going to be honest with you. Alright, so here we're pulling into the house. Fortunately, I'm in a point that has a fantastic view. You know, I got all but fields down there. Well, honey, we're home. We will continue this video a little longer. But first, we're going to take a break. We'll continue with part 2 in a little bit. Thank you, guys.